Welcome to the 11th instalment of the Reclaiming the Master Questscape playlist. I'm Glacial Phoenix, or the RuneScape Lorehound, and today we'll be looking at the another one Scabarites the Dust achievement, as well as the Bugs in the Walls achievement. Before that though, I would recommend you take a look at the suggestion card which will pop up now. This playlist contains my 2024 Master Questscape Lengthiest and Hardest Requirements Guide, which gives you an overview of all the requirements which you should start early in your grind for the Master Questscape. For these videos, as usual, I'm going to assume you have the Quest Point Cape, but I will attempt to include the quests, skills, and any other requirement you need for each achievement. In addition, these video guides are also made to be Ironman friendly. With that, let's reclaim that Master Questscape by covering another one Scabarites the Dust and Bugs in the Walls. Just quickly, you may find it strange how I'm mixing two achievements together in this video that are not in alphabetical order. But that is because you get both of these by defeating the elite Profane Scabarites, new Slayer creatures released on 13th of January 2025. The first achievement, another one Scabarites the Dust, requires you to get the primed Keris from Scabaras after the Beneath Scabaras' Sands quest, and kill 200 elite Profane Scabarites with it. On that journey, you should also get the common Priest's Notes journal drop from these creatures, which will also net you the Bugs in the Walls achievement. I'm aware that this may disrupt the order of the A to Z guide a little bit, but it doesn't make sense to create two videos on effectively the same thing. With that out of the way, let's begin. So the Another One Scabarites the Dust achievement is worth 10 rune score. You must kill elite Profane Scabarites with the primed Keris equipped to upgrade it after Beneath Scabaras' Sands 0 out of 200. The Bugs in the Walls achievement is also worth 10 rune score, and you must find and read the High Priest of Scabaras' notes. To do these, you need to have completed the quest Beneath Scabaras' Sands to get access to the primed Keris. However, it is recommended to have a dwarf siege engine to speed up the kills and also support. Have completed at least the hard desert tasks for the Desert Amulet 3, so the primed Keris deals more damage to the Scabarites. Have a superior Scrimshaw Vampirism. Have the Vampirism Aura. Have access to the Darkness Incantation. This is almost necessary. Have access to Elder Overloads. Have the Malevolence Curse, although Turmoil is okay. Take Strong Anti-Poison, almost necessary. Take a pack yak full of food once you get the Priest's Notes drop. So, before you think about killing anything, make sure to visit Scabaras, southwest of Al Kharid, straight after the Beneath Scabaras' Sands quest, just to get the primed Keris. Now, let's talk about the Scabarites. You may have noticed the very lengthy recommended list that I provided. I don't usually provide that many recommendations, but the reason for that is because the one thing you don't do with these creatures is underestimate them. When I first went in with a cannon and my melee gear, which isn't particularly good melee gear, but melee gear nonetheless, I was unable to get more than 3 or 4 kills before having to teleport out. If you choose to use a cannon, be aware of where you put it, because multiple Profane Scabarites can swarm you and they hit very hard. Going back to the recommendation list, you may notice that I'm recommending things I don't have, like the Desert Amulet 4 for example. The reason for this is that those extras might have made my life a little easier, as I found these Scabarites very tough to defeat. They hit like little mini-bosses, and their poison damage is debilitating. Oh, did I also mention they have around 66,000 HP? Before I go into some tactics, let's get there. Teleport to Polnivniak, either via the house teleport or another method. Run northwest and enter the alcove that you would have entered during the Beneath Scabaras' Sands quest, and for the Bug in the System achievement. Run down the slope and use the boat that you used in the quest. Now you've arrived, let's talk about the best way I found to defeat these creatures. Initially I thought you must use melee, and so I used melee throughout, even though I don't have the best melee gear. Some people reportedly use the prime Keris for each whole kill, but I decided that my Masterwork Spear of Annihilation would do more damage, and then just a switch at the end to the primed Keris to make the kill count. Perhaps if I had done the hard tasks of the desert and had the Desert Amulet 3, the primed Keris would have done more damage than my spear. On reflection, you might be able to use your preferred combat style and then switch to the Keris at the end and set it to automatically switch action bars when equipping. I didn't try this because it took me so long to get into a flow with these creatures that I didn't want to risk messing up that flow by changing styles. If any of you guys try a different combat style than melee, it would be interesting to hear from you in the comments. So, first of all, before even attacking one, even though I'm doing it in the video, I would recommend having the Lorehound Pet Out, just in case it potentially increases the book drop chance for the Priest's Notes, which is for the Bugs in the Walls achievement. Remember, as soon as you get this book, switch to using a pack yak filled with food. Right, so you're ready to attack. Find an area where you won't get overwhelmed like I did initially. I ended up finding one of the best places to be up the stairs on the left hand side. You can set up your cannon so it only hits one elite Profane Scabarite, most of the time. I then decided that inside Scabaras's temple was safer, so I think I would recommend that area more than just up the stairs, but both worked quite well. So, a little bit about their abilities. During a kill, when the Scabarite exclaims "Skirt," it will spawn in a Spirit Scarab. At this stage, ensure to use AoE abilities like Quake, Hurricane and Cleave to get rid of them, as these little Spirit Scarabs do hit pretty hard. A cannon will also help you here, by clearing up the Spirit Scarabs that you don't manage to. Okay, so I guess it's time to begin killing. Set up your cannon, fill it up with cannonballs, activate your prayers or curses, make sure you have your auras on, darkness, all of those bits and pieces you do before combat. And just make sure if you're using another weapon to switch to the primed Keris before the Scabarite dies in order for it to add to the counter. Maybe around when the Scabarite has 5 to 10k health remaining, that's the best time to switch. So I'm now going to document or just show you my journey loosely with a few comments here and there to show you how it started and then how it got easier, etc, etc. So let's begin my journey, or documenting it. Between kind of 0 and 30 kills, it was a pretty big disaster. I was getting 3 or 4 kills per visit and then having to teleport out because I used all my food. I realised I needed a better way of doing this, otherwise it was going to take me hours upon hours upon hours. Between kills 30 and 50 roughly, I realised the need to isolate myself, hence why I recommended earlier about finding a place where you're not going to get swarmed by Scabarites when setting up your cannon. Between about kill 50 and 63, I realised that Scabaras's temple was probably the most isolated space, and so moved everything in there. I also got my Priest's Notes drop at kill number 63, and switched to using a pack yak filled with food so I could kill more of these Scabarites before having to bank. So in a minute you will see that drop and the Bugs in the Walls achievement complete. Just to note, you should get this book before kill 200 because it is a common drop, apparently. Now, it took me a while to get used to the Scabarites, so hopefully after watching this guide this will save you time, because it probably took me a good kind of 45 minutes to an hour really to get used to these Scabarites and actually start defeating them efficiently. So I got to kill 100 probably after about 2 to 2.5 hours. Not a lot to report really between kills 100 and 150. I got more efficient at killing them. I obviously had more food because I had a pack yak with me so I could stay longer. But honestly, I was just happy to be defeating them as many as I was in, more efficiently, because initially this achievement was looking like it would take me absolute ridiculous amount of hours. Between kills 150 and 199, I started becoming more confident in defeating actually 2 at once, because occasionally one of the outside Scabarites would wander into the kind of centre of the temple, meaning I had to take on 2 at once. This actually was surprising for me that it was becoming easier to do, so you may find this as well once you get more experience with these creatures. Actually, defeating 2 at once is okay every now and then. And once I got 200 kills, as you're going to get to 200 kills, finally, your primed Keris will automatically transform into a consecrated Keris. And hopefully you would have also gotten the Priest's Notes drop too. If not, I'm afraid you're going to have to keep going until you get that book drop. Let's hope it doesn't take too much longer. Is there any saving grace? Well, the drops are pretty expensive, which is quite nice. One of my viewers, Chrono Square, reported earning around 5 mil per hour from these guys. So it's not all bad. I also kind of want to say here as a disclaimer, Maybe you guys didn't struggle at all with these monsters and I'm really bad at combat, but I find that a lot of Lorehounds are not necessarily big PVMers, so I would be surprised if no one who looks for this video and watches it struggled with these Slayer creatures. However, it would be great to hear your experience with these Scabarites, so please do let me know how you dealt with these in the comments. If you're someone who loves PVM, please also leave a comment detailing how best to eliminate these creatures. That will help us Lorehounds out a huge amount. Well, congratulations on completing the Another One Scabarites to Dust and the Bugs in the Walls achievements and upgrading your Keris. Those elite Profane Scabarites were an absolute nightmare, but I hope you got through the grind nonetheless. If this guide helped you, please leave it a like and subscribe for more Master Questscape guides. Please check out my Patreon if you want to support me in a more personal way, and the link to my Discord server is in the description as usual. Have a great day everybody, and I'll see you, yes that's right, in the next guide.